Hello students, welcome back to this channel. Today in this video, we are going to see class 12 physics, first lesson electrostatics, one more question and answer, important points. Come on, let us continue with our studies. The electrostatic force obeys Newton's third law. The gravitational force between two masses is always attractive, but the Coulomb force between two charges can be attractive or repulsive. As we all know that from Newton's law of gravitation, there exists a gravitational force in between any two masses in this universe. It must be only attractive in nature. But when it comes to Coulomb force between any two charges, they can be either attractive or repulsive. If the two charges are unlike charges, in other words, they are opposite in nature, then there exists an attractive force. If the two charges are like charges or similar charges, then there exists a repulsive force. The value of gravitational constant capital G is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram power minus 2. This is the expression for Newton's universal law of gravitation. F is equal to capital G m1 m2 by r square. For smaller size objects, gravitational force is less, but electrostatic force is more. Question number 18. The gravitational force between two masses is independent of the nature of the medium. In other words, the gravitational force that exists in between two masses does not depend on the nature of the medium in which the two masses are kept. Next one, the electrostatic force between two charges depends on the nature of the medium in which the two charges are kept. Next point is, only gravitational force acts whether the masses are rest or in motion. Let us take any two masses. They are at rest. In that case, only gravitational force acts. Similarly, if the masses are in movement, again only gravitational force exists, not any other force. But when it comes to the case of Coulomb's force, in other words, when we take any two charges, it is a different story. In addition to Coulomb's force, Lorentz force also acts when charges are in motion. When we take any two charges which are at rest, then there exists a force called Coulomb's force. But if the charges are set into motion, then in addition to that Coulomb's force, another force named Lorentz force also acts. Come on, let us move on to the next point. Point number 22. Coulomb's law has same structure as Newton's law of gravitation. What is the expression for Coulomb's law? F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square. Then what about the expression for Newton's law of gravitation? F is equal to capital G m1 m2 by r square. In both the cases, the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, that is r square. In that way, we can say that Coulomb's law has same structure as Newton's law of gravitation. Next point, the expression for Coulomb force is true only for point charges. In other words, Coulomb force is applicable only for point charges. Michael Faraday introduced the concept called electric field. Next point, the SI unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb, that is capital N by capital C or capital N C power minus 1. How do we get this unit? The expression for electric field is capital E is equal to capital F by Q. F stands for force, so its unit is Newton, and Q stands for charge, so its unit is Coulomb. Next one, the electric field does not depend on the test charge Q naught, but it depends only on the source charge Q. Later on, we will be learning about the definition of electric field. There you come across the terms called test charge Q naught and source charge Q. Till then, you just know that the electric field does not depend on the test charge Q naught, but it only depends on the source charge Q. Next one, electric field. What is the expression for electric field? Capital E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. How do we get this expression? What is the expression for Coulomb's force? F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by Q1 Q2 by R square. Again, the expression for E is F by Q. Now substitute the expression for F in this equation. We'll get this one and divided by Q. This Q and any one of these charges get cancelled. So we'll get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. So in this expression, this electric field is inversely proportional to R squared. Therefore, if the distance decreases, the electric field will increase. If the distance increases, the electric field will decrease. So with this session has come to an end. Let us meet with another set of questions in the next video.
Like, share and comment and subscribe our channel and click the bell button for more videos. Thank you.